Hello YouTube, I'm currently just over 2000 medals, which is almost top 1500th in the world. I've been running this funny little 2.6 deck, but with Evo Knight and Little Prince. I'm going to show you some games and kind of go over what I did to get here. Let's get into it. So the first game I want to share with you guys is against Banner. Now Banner is probably the best Golem player in the world. As you saw in his profile, he has ridiculous finishes, like number 7 in ladder and number 2 in Royal Tournaments. So I knew this was going to be hard, but I was kind of, I don't know, optimistic. Turns out he wasn't actually playing Golem, he was playing Egiant. Right now I'm just cycling cards, cycling a bunch, went for a Hog, he goes NATO. I really thought this was Golem, even now. And then he makes this sort of misplay. I go Knight in the back, and he goes Bowler in the back. And I know that Bowler he really needs, in general, when people don't have Bowler, they kind of need it against the Little Prince. So I go Little Prince opposite lane, and I think he knows that this was, a little bit of a mistake. So he goes for an E-Giant, and that's when I'm like, okay, I know that Cannon can full defend an E-Giant, so I go for a Cannon, then I pop my Little Prince ability and just go all in. Because what's he going to do? He probably should have gone for maybe a Lightning on these three. He would have had Elixir, but he still would have taken damage, even if he went for a Lightning. But because he didn't go for a Lightning, I can just go for, Knight on defense. Not the best Knight placement, but, good enough. And yeah, at this point, it's already game. He throws in the good game. NATO's my king. And yeah, that's it. GG's. We beat Banner. Let's go. I'll show you guys another game now. So this next game against Ali is against Mega Knight Bait. And even though it is my matchup, it's so easy to lose this, especially in single elixir. So you have to be really, really careful. One like Mega Knight, Inferno Dragon, Miner, Zap push, when they get on the counter push, can completely end your entire game. So I was fully aware after I saw that he had Spear Goblins and Goblin Barrel and Skeleton Barrel. I knew what he was running. So I'm kind of trying to be a little bit more passive. We are slightly in the lead at this point, but I'm not just playing Hog Riders. Like if I go for a Hog Rider now, he'll Mega Knight. I'll get one hit, which is good, but I gotta make sure that I know that I can defend. And in this case, I know that I can. I'm not cycling anything random. I'm first going Skellies in the back, for a mine or for something. I don't think he should have gone for this Goblin Gang. I think that was bad. He does manage to outcycle my log and goes for a pretty good Skeleton Barrel, so well played to him. But we're still slightly in the lead, and we have this nice counter push going. And I know he doesn't have Mega Knight in cycle, so I was just thinking, I know he doesn't have Elixir for a Mega Knight, and I knew before he didn't even have a Mega Knight, so I don't go for a Hog here. Probably should have, but I thought he was going to play something. And instead I go for my ability, and he goes for his Miner. Now here I could have gone for a Hog Rider and gotten probably 2 hits, but the issue is I don't have my log. And so I'd have to spend even more on defense, and I would just be down a ton of Elixir. And I know that in general, getting damage in this matchup isn't very difficult. It's more the defense. Making sure you can defend properly and don't lose is much more important than getting early hog damage. So here I just fireball Evo Knight. I go Evo Skeletons as well. I don't get the timing right on the Ice Spirit, but it doesn't really matter because it's opposite lane. I tried getting my hog in front of the Evo Skeletons. I reacted a little bit late. Prediction log for Goblins, which he just didn't play. So not the best attack, but overall we punished him well and we got a ton of damage. Here I know that Inferno Dragon is what will lose me the game. If that Inferno Dragon can somehow lock on my tower, that's how I'll lose. Because I don't have Musketeer, I don't have a good way of killing it, like DPS wise. Little Prince takes a long time to DPS down Inferno, so yeah. Kind of just targeted that. Right now we're looking in great shape. We have complete control. You see, I just go in Cannon on the left, mainly because if he goes in on the right, I can always just kite stuff towards my my Mega Knight. And again, I'm just focusing on defense here. I go Prediction Log because I know he doesn't have anything. Like, if he goes Bats, my Hog still gets damage, and yeah, GG's. Pretty clean game, and let's get into the other node. This game was pretty intense. I mean, we're playing against what normally would be a 100-0 matchup. I get a nice early King Tower off his E-Spirit. But usually when you play against Tesla Logbait, it's just a 100-0 matchup. But because I have my Evo Knight, and even more importantly than that, because I have my Little Prince for that 3-card cycle, there actually is a good chance that I can win. And, well, I do win this game, so I'll explain how. At this point, I'm just cycling cards, yada yada yada. Cannon, unfortunately, slightly outside the range of the knight, so I have to go for an Ice Spirit as well. There's nothing really too complicated in single. You just need to keep track of their princess and their what's it called, Goblin Barrel, and make sure that you always have the appropriate responses. You always split and cycle your cards in front of your towers in this matchup, just so that, you know, if they play princess at the bridge, it gets caught. Here, I think I just go in, right, and I'm hovering a fireball in case he gives me value. I don't wait for the princess. I decide just to fireball the princess and take that value on his tower, and sort of just wait it out and see what he wants to do. You know, we're more or less, say, equal on elixir. I knew that log was a little bit deep. And here I know he has princess, but I didn't want to, like, predict it too early, and yeah, I ended up messing it up. But I did know he had princess and was going to go for it. But he played it well, nice and early. He has a very slight lead, but the way in which we can win this is by playing our little prince and getting that 3-card cycle and outcycling his Tesla. We can also defend quite easily with knight and, you know, skeletons or something even on defense. We don't always have to log his goblin barrels. So here I have my Evo, so I'm just like, okay, it's now or never. We go for this. I take the fireball value. He should have played his Tesla higher up. He goes for his Evo skeletons and panics a little bit and misses them. I have to log it because otherwise my whole push dies. And I have my Evo skeletons on defense, but he very smartly goes for them in the back so that I can't Evo skelly chain. But hey, look at that. We still get a hog hit. Great comeback so far. You know, we were down, now we're up. I don't bother going for a cannon at the bridge because I know he's going to support it with a knight and I need to kill it first. We've outcycled his Tesla, so I go for this hog. He gets back to it just in time. If I'd played that Ice Spirit a little bit earlier, my hog would have actually gone to the tower, but I was a little bit slow. And now I know we've outcycled him, so I'm like, okay, let's go in. He smartly blocks the bridge, but I know he has his skeletons, and he gets back to Tesla again just in time, but I've also been cycling cards, right? So I also... Well, I'm waiting now. In hindsight, I could have maybe cycled more aggressively, but he probably would have just rocketed, so I think this was the right play anyway. You can see I full defend, because I have King Tower, I can fully defend without needing to use my log. I'm ignoring the other side. Now, because I have my little prince, I have this 3-card cycle going, so I use my little prince ability at the right time. And this was a bad hog, to be honest. It doesn't get any value, and it's just dying to his Tesla that was already up. A bit of a shame. Really close game, and it's going to come down to the wire. So I distract his princess with my Ice Spirit, and then I know he's going to log, so I little prince as well as going for Evo Skeletons. And now we have this 3-card cycle going again. So I go in, I fireball his Tesla. I log... Not really a good log, to be honest, but it is what it is. Go for another hog. He's already back to Tesla, and I know because he has to play it late, he has to play it on the right side. So I go for prediction fireball, and that gets us 1 hit. My god, the Evo skeletons are so annoying in this matchup. I thought the Ice Spirit would kill more of these Evo skellies, and then my tower would clean them up, but one of them survives, unfortunately, and so his Evo skeletons just continue being annoying. Again, we're keeping track of his cards. I go for a fireball now because I know that as this game goes on, it's going to get closer and closer. Little Prince at the bridge for 3-card cycle, and then Hog in the back. So I want to get 2 Hog Riders down at the same time. I don't know why he went for that Tesla in that placement, because that just gives me crazy fireball value like this. And I know he's going to get back to another Tesla. That's the thing. My point is not to get my 2nd Hog to his tower, but to get this 3rd Hog to the tower. Because now if he rockets, he's done. And that was it. He says oops because he knows, yeah, he messed up. GG's. So this game I played against Hog EQ and had a bad start. Didn't have cannon and cycle, but we still didn't take any hog damage. Firecracker the bridge is so annoying, but I can't complain because I also abuse it when I play Hog EQ. The way in which you can try and win this matchup is by abusing the fact that you can kind of get 2 tanks with your Little Prince ability and your Knight, whereas they only have a Mighty Miner. So whenever the Mighty Miner is not on the field and they don't have it in hand, they can't really do much against like a knight, really. They have to use a bunch of cycle cards, and you can kind of abuse that fact. So here we're just leaking, well, we're just waiting for our elixir. I go for a knight in the back. You always want to cycle your evolution cards. So I'm just cycling this. I go for this Ice Bird up high because it stops him going for a Firecracker and sort of delays him. He leaks a little bit. We go for a Hog. And then I just go for my Evo Skeletons this time because if he went for a Log or an EQ onto it, I would have also gone for a Cannon. But I thought if he's not going to do it, I'm either going to force him to do it or I'm just going to get good value. So here we're still cycling, we're just chilling out, start of the game. I already know what he's running anyway, so don't have to be too aggressive. Firecracker's annoying. I go for my Little Prince ability just to get out his Mighty Miner, so I'm kind of happy it worked. And because then I know my Evo Knight can go crazy. So he puts it in the other lane, and it's crazy how my Evo Knight retargeted. But my Hog still gets one hit. If my Evo Knight didn't retarget and kill the Mighty Miner, that would have been amazing, but yeah, a bit of a shame. Goes for a Hog, so aggressive. I don't even know why he's going so aggressive. I go Little Prince because if he EQ'd, or in this case he went for a Log. But if he went for an EQ, I would have had to, well, take damage. So here again, I pop my ability. You kind of always want to pop it. Well, not always, but in this matchup, it's good to pop it. Now I get a bit lucky that my ability pushes my Hog outside of the range of the bomb tower, and so we get a nice damage. That was lucky, but you know, take what you can get. Go for a Hog again. There's no point fireballing it, like at all, because he's just gonna go Evo Firecracker Log and counter the Hog anyway. He goes for a good Mighty Miner in the back. That lets him get 3-card cycle, but that also means he doesn't have a tank. So I just decide to apply pressure in the other lane, just to make him spend a bunch of elixir. Because like I said, he only has one tank. The Evo Skeletons are so dumb though. Like, to be honest, they are so dumb. No, go away. Yeah, we take a bit of damage here, which is annoying, but it is what it is. But at the same time, we've kind of outcycled him. So I go for this Hog, and he doesn't have his bomb tower back. I know that's my prediction log. And we're slightly ahead in cycle, so I'm trying to outcycle him again. I go for a Knight, and I kind of just chill out. I could have maybe tried going more aggressive, but I'm still 2 cards away from my Hog. Instead, I go for Little Prince in the back to get the 3-card cycle. I go for this. Unfortunately, I didn't have an Ice Spirit. We do fully counter the Hog, though, with a perfect log. And because we went for a Hog at the same time, he didn't have Elixir, right? Because he went Firecracker and Hog and EQ. And at this point, it's just GG's. All I have to do is defend. And one more Fireball takes the game. So, yeah. This was a nice little push that got me to 2000, top 1500 in the world. Sub to the channel for more 2.6 and other Hog Rider content, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.